First, let's talk about the mindset of entrepreneurship and the mindset of career development that will allow you to achieve sustained success. So how do entrepreneurs approach their life? How do they approach the process of forming a company? Well, before they get into the strategies or the tactics or the business plan, they have to be thinking about the entire process in the right way. They have to be thinking about it in a way that will allow them to see opportunities for improvement in an optimistic, positive light. They have to approach their business with a true commitment to improving themselves and improving their strategies and improving their overall team building capabilities. And so we call that approach to business creation, the approach is permanent beta. The approach is a mindset that is all about staying in a state of continual growth. So usually when you hear the word beta, you think of a product or a software product that's not quite ready for prime time, right? A product that has bugs. That's what beta usually refers to. And so we call entrepreneurs who are always thinking about how to improve themselves and improve their business, entrepreneurs who are in permanent beta. They think of their company as forever in beta, never a finished product, but rather a company that is always growing. And you see some of the world's great entrepreneurs adopt this approach when building their business. So Jeff Bezos, the iconic founder and CEO of Amazon.com, concludes every shareholder letter at Amazon with the sentence, at Amazon.com, it's always day one. It's always day one. That's an approach that means no matter the success or failures we've had in the year prior, at Amazon, it's always day one. We have to start anew. We have to embrace the idea of a permanent fresh start. Because the moment we, at Amazon, think that our success is assured, is the moment a competitor will surpass us. So it's always day one at Amazon. That's a synonym for permanent beta. Another example is Google. Google launched Gmail initially in the early 2000s as a product that had the little beta label at the top of the page. So for those of you who are early Gmail users, you might remember Gmail was technically in beta for years after launch, even though it was a fully functioning email product, totally secure. It was technically or officially in beta. And Google did that to remind customers and users and partners and the press that Gmail, the product, is never finished. That for entrepreneurs, finished is its own F word. And that the moment they thought it would be finished is the moment they would stop improving it. So they kept it in beta for years. So permanent beta, the mindset of the entrepreneur. And that is the mindset we all need in our careers. We need to be approaching our lives as its own work in progress. We can never stop investing in ourselves. We can never believe that when we finish our formal education, our learning has come to an end. We have to be continually investing in ourselves over and over and over again. And the best example that I've come across of a life entrepreneur, someone who embraces the startup of you mentality, albeit well before the book The Startup of You ever came out, is a guy named Ben Franklin, who I admire not just because he has a great first name, but because he was a co-founder of one of the world's greatest startups of all time, America. Ben Franklin, in his autobiography, says that when he used to wake up in the morning, he would ask himself a very simple question. Will I go to bed tonight smarter than I am right now? Imagine asking yourself that question. You wake up in the morning, you change your clothes, you get ready for the day, and you ask yourself, will I go to bed tonight smarter than I am right now? That is the question of entrepreneurship. That is a question that entrepreneurial people ask themselves every single day. It's kind of an intense question, but it's a question to ask yourself, to challenge yourself about whether you're truly living in permanent beta. The last tactic I'll share with you for how to really embrace the permanent beta mentality in everything you do is the next time someone asks you about your capabilities. Maybe they ask you, hey, do you know how to code in Ruby on Rails, or have you spent time in Asia in the business community there? And if the answer in your head is no, just add the word yet to the end of your answer. So, I haven't learned Ruby on Rails yet. I haven't spent time in Singapore, or China, or India yet. But just by adding the word yet, it's a reminder to yourself that you still have time. and that you are capable of learning and doing something new. And the more we can do that, the more we'll be setting ourselves up. We'll have a foundation that will allow us to improve and transform and adapt to the future.